America becomes the place for everybody from everywhere. Rolling the dice, coming together to create 13 colonies. From Jamestown, agriculture spreads across the South. Dirt farms transform into sprawling plantations. Irish, Germans, and Swedes push back the frontier. The Dutch bring commerce to a small island at the mouth of the Hudson River. In time, it will be named New York. The colonists are 2 inches taller and far healthier than those they left behind in Europe. The Puritans average 8 children, and they are twice as likely to survive to adulthood. They are 20% richer and pay only a quarter of the taxes of those in England. Many still think of themselves as British, but each generation grows further from its roots. Nowhere more so than Boston. May 9th, 1768. 7 generations after John Rolfe's first tobacco harvest, the British want a bigger piece of the action. A British customs official springs a surprise raid on the Liberty, a ship belonging to John Hancock, one of the richest men in Boston. But Hancock's crew has other ideas. They're carrying 100 casks of imported wine and don't want to pay duty. It's a radical act of rebellion against taxes imposed by a king 3,000 miles away. To the British, they're just common smugglers. This small skirmish changes everything. The British seize Hancock's ship, triggering riots that sweep through Boston.
We didn't want to pay taxes to a king and to a parliament where we didn't have a voice and we didn't have any representation. We have a natural resentment toward government, which was how we were born.
The king sends 4,000 redcoats to Boston to enforce his laws.
Boston was a city of commerce, culture, civilization, and revolution unfolding right before the eyes of the colonists and the eyes of the British.
October 1768. British soldiers clamp down on Boston, a port crucial to the British Empire and a hub of global trade and commerce. Its dockyards are some of the busiest in the world, producing 200 ships a year from America's vast timber reserves. A third of all British shipping is built in the colonies. Timber fuels the global economy, much like oil does today. Across New England, marks identify the tallest, strongest trees selected by the Crown for British ships. England has lost most of its forests. It wants American wood. In Boston, there's one redcoat for every 4 citizens. It's a city under occupation. Paul Revere is a silversmith and one of Boston's prominent businessmen. An unlikely subversive.
They formed and marched with insolent parade. Drums beating, fifes playing, and colors flying. Each soldier having received 16 rounds of powder and ball.
He is an upper middle class figure, someone who has risen through his own efforts, his own talent. He represents what we have created on our own with very little help from our cousins across the Atlantic.
But when revolution comes to North America, Revere will be at the center of it.